Everybody can join in here. 1 second. All right. Awesome. Good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend and is had a great, nice day off today. So good stuff. So today we're going to be starting off this week by talking about navigating all-time highs. And since we normally do our Elliott Wave show to start off the week, I figured I'd talk about a little bit Elliott Wave. The game plan here is to do our Elliott Wave show with Paul with Algo 382 tomorrow night to kind of give us a snapshot with how the market is going here. It was delayed because of the holiday weekend. So, but anyway, I figure we'll talk about a little bit Elliott Wave here. And this week we're going to talk about navigating all-time highs because that's where we are in the market. So anyway, before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off with the market here last week. And then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we'll go over the topic and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX, fresh all-time highs, right? So here's the monthly chart. We're over the upper Bollinger Band right here. Still a strong month as we continue. The weekly chart, we're still not over the overbought levels right here. So there's still a little bit of room here on the RSI. Again, we took out that bearish engulfing week a couple weeks ago, and last week, or 2 weeks ago, and we got some follow through this week. So again, it's kind of that week candle right here is kind of strong, like this one. We saw just kind of some choppy, grindy action after that. So we may see that going forward here. We'll have to just continue to keep an eye on it. The real big thing, we're going to talk about this a little bit more tonight. The real big thing is when is this wave one, this subwave one, going to be done? And we'll talk about this a little bit more as we get into the topic. So we did take the inside day up, and I believe futures are working their way up here after hours. We'll take a look at those in a moment here. So, but again, a big push at the end of the day on Friday, right? So just a pretty wild stuff, right? I mean, once we cleared this this TPP right here, this turning point pivot right here, right? We got a nice push into the end of the day. It was generally pretty choppy. We came back, we tested the 15-hour high, and then things started to pick up here above the ADMA. And then once we cleared this, it was go time at the end of the day. So, hey Reed, so you here but no video, or is it just you? I can see the video coming through on YouTube, so the volume's okay. Try restarting it. YouTube was acting a little bit funny tonight overall for me, but hopefully you can see it. I can see it coming through on my YouTube over here, just as a on a side open channel on that. I might have to restart it, or refresh your browser, reopen the browser on it. Just saw that, but I'm glad you can hear me, so that's good. That's usually that's my biggest worry. But yeah, hopefully you can see this here. If anybody else can't see, let me know. Just put it in the window there. Okay. All right, cool. So good stuff. So that's the SPX. So let's take a look at the futures and take a look and see what happened here on Friday, and we'll take a look at how we use our levels to navigate it. So wow. So again, here we are pushing up to all-time highs here again overnight. And again, we had kind of an abbreviated session here on President's Day. Finishes up at 1 o'clock and then just kind of chops around and does all that stuff. Then we open up again. But again, they just kind of drifted its way up here on very, very low volume, and now we're starting another essentially overnight session. So it makes it a little bit different. There's not a lot of volume in here to gauge, so we really still have to continue to use Friday's volume as we head into Tuesday, right? So, but what a big push, right? So a big push over all our signal zones, all of our levels, right? And a big push into the end of the day, and it was all about, pre-market basically just holding these signal zones, right? And ultimately the 15-hour high, which we saw in the SPX on that. So once we cleared these levels, right, it was go time into the end of the day for, some fun Friday shenanigans, right? So good stuff there. Wow, big spike here in the market here in just the last 20 minutes. Incredible stuff. So good stuff. So let's take a look at the topic. And so this week we're going to be talking, this is where we are right now, navigating all-time highs. And today we're going to talk about it with Elliott Wave. So what I want to do here is just kind of show that the cool thing about Elliott Wave, it doesn't really care whether we're at all-time highs or not, right? It's all about whether or not we're in a wave or not, right? So that's the idea, as everybody remembers from Elliott Wave, right? It's a waves move in 5 waves, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just to review the rules on that, right? Each wave consists of 5 waves, right? The wave 2 is never going to cross over the start of wave 1. Wave 3 is never the shortest wave, and wave 4 is not going to intersect the end of wave 1. Those are the 3 rules. Now there are guidelines. There's other types of waves, right? There's leading diagonals and ending diagonals where wave 4 does intersect the end of wave 1, but that's not a standard wave, right? So this is just your regular wave, right? So as long as we're in these waves, right, we're able to kind of count and see what's going on right here. Just for instance, this could be like wave 1, 2, right? And then a big wave 3 up here, and kind of like this ABC triangle, right? Wave 4, and then maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now each wave 1 is made up of 5 waves, and each wave 2 and 4, each corrective wave is made up of 3 waves, right? So these are 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, right? So pretty cool stuff. So that is basically what we're looking at right here. So let's take a look and go back here on the SPX and show how Elliott wave helped us in the past, and how it might actually be kind of looking very similar to how it did back then as well. So let's take a look here. So let's go back here from before the Corona crash, right? So we had a big push down. If you guys remember, at the end of 2018, there was kind of this funky move, and then we had the Christmas reversal, right? Ended up working our way up, and it was kind of this long, grindy move all the way through 2019, right? And then, of course, 2020 happened, right? So, but if you look at this move right here, and really what I want to show you is this kind of corrective pattern right here, this ABC type move, right? And so this was pretty interesting, because this is actually looking like a snapshot, a fractal version of what's happening right now, right? And it makes sense, right? Because all waves are fractal. So you can't see anything either. So Mohan can see it, but Chandra can't see it. So it might just be an issue with YouTube, guys. You might just have to like refresh and still no video. Maybe log out, log back in. I don't know what the deal is with that. Why it's like kind of coming through and not coming through. It's really odd. It's really odd. I can try to maybe, but you can. Oh, you can see it now, Rita. Okay, you had to open a new page. I got it. All right, cool. All right, yeah, you're good. Okay, yeah, so Chandra, yeah, so you might just have to open up a new page. Okay, guys, cool. Sorry, guys. Awesome. So what's really kind of cool is what's happening right here, right? The reason that these look similar, right, is because they're waves, right? So, so if we go back to this 2018 move here, right, one of the things that we can look at, right, is that we clearly had an impulsive wave up right here. So here's your wave 1, right? It looks like an ABC pullback right here, wave 2, right? And this can't be wave 3 because that would definitely be the shortest wave. So wave 3 may have finished actually up here, and then we kind of had a truncated fifth up here. So here's your wave 4, and then there's your finish right there for your wave 5 before the Corona crash, right? And we're seeing something very similar in here, right? So this could be an expanded 2, right? So sort of A, B, C type move, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 way up. But this pattern right here looks very similar, right? So we have this kind of this type of thing right here, this type of move right here. So we can definitely see that, and then that final push up to all-time highs. Keep in mind, guys, the entire time we were up here, right, we're at all-time highs, right? So in this level, right? So it's tough to navigate as we continue to melt our way up. It makes it really, really tough unless you start to see some more impulsive moves, right? And each little down move, it's like everybody thinks it's the end, right? So as long as the wave count is there, it makes it easier. So basically, we're looking at the same thing right here, right? So this little like kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback, right? And so, and basically, we're just kind of evaluating this wave. We just have to take it one wave at a time, right? So if we go back to the daily chart, this is where we're at, right? So this is kind of what we're thinking right here. So the larger move up, right? So, again, it looks like we're in the kind of the final stretch of this big wave, but what we're doing is we're just counting waves on the way up, right? And so that's what we're looking at. So we had this big impulsive move right here. It was very clear that was an ABC move, right? And then we had this impulsive move up here, and then we had a really short ABC wave 2, and then we had this wave 3 up, and then we had this sharp little pullback here from wave 4. Everybody thought it was the end, but we held the 50-day moving average, and now we're continuing to grind our way up here similar to here. So we're still in this larger move. And the real question is, when are we done? And we really just don't know until we get some signal from the price action to show. Well, what this showed us here is that this was a wave 4. Now, could this have been wave 1 and there was a sub wave 2 in here, and maybe we're just finishing up wave 5? Sure, right? So I mean, we could look at this as kind of like this wave 1, 2, 3, ABC wave 4 or 5, and this might be it. This might be the end of wave 5. We just don't know. We just have to react to the price action, right, and follow the wave that's setting up. Right now, we're still working our way up, but once we start to pull back, the real question is this going to be it? Is this wave 1 of 5, or was this wave 5 of 5? Is really the question, right? Because we know wave 1 is going to have 5 waves in it, so it's really the question of whether it's wave 1 of 5 or wave 5 of 5, right? So we just kind of need to see. It's definitely an impulsive wave up, so we're going to take a look and see, right? So if the market starts to get weak here, like it did back in the Corona crash, right, we're going to still evaluate the waves. And so if we go back, right, if we kind of scan back right here to before the crash, right, one of the things we want to notice is exactly what happened, right? So we kind of had this looks very similar, this kind of move up right here, kind of that last little push, right? And then the price action was very clear what was happening, right? So it was there, and then this huge gap here showed we were definitely not an impulsive wave up, right? So it looked very zigzaggish, right? And in fact, this zigzag ended up working its way down precisely to here, and then it was a sharp move up, right? But here was your A, B, and then your C wave move right here for the full zigzag down, and that was it. That was the corrective pattern, and then we started to work our way back up again. So it's looking a little bit this right here looks a lot like this. In fact, that candle right there almost looks exactly like that one right here before the chrono crash, but we pushed through it and are continuing to grind our way up. So we're going to keep an eye on these waves right here. We're going to see how if there is a pullback, how sharp the pullback is, where it decides to hold, where it decides to bounce. Right now, if it pulled back, and then this week and just kind of pulled back right here, maybe gave us an ABC down to fill this gap right here, that would be a 618 pullback, and then we might work our way up to a larger wave 5 up. So we'll see how it goes, but in the meantime, just ride the waves. So it is what it is. So good stuff there. All right, well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. Again, we'll be talking more about Elliott Wave tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll get Paul on here with us, and we'll do our Elliott Wave show and take a look at some more Elliott Wave charts. But in the meantime, that's all for this discussion here today. And at this point now, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have an awesome trading day tomorrow and an awesome trading week next week. So good stuff there. So Shirley sent a few in via email. So let's take a look at those and see how they're looking here. So let's see. So Shirley, I hope you're doing great out there. So Tmos has been a popular one recently. It got really, really tight, right? So contraction and expansion, right? So now we're kind of in that the post phase right here. So here's your impulsive wave up, kind of this ABC type move, and it does look like it's working on an impulsive wave up. So let's see if that continues to go there. Chewy really perked up on Friday. Big inside day up on this one. Fresh all-time highs. So definitely continue to keep this on the radar here. Had a very strong move. We're going to continue to monitor it and see if it gives us any retraces that are viable. But great breakout move there on Chewy. WDC, let's take a look. Yep, if you guys recall, a couple weeks ago, I put this on the Elliott Wave radar for what looked like it was working on a strong impulsive wave up, and it did, right? So we got our continuation on that one. So that was nice there on WDC. We'll see if that continues to go. Again, getting a little extended over the ADMA right now. So good stuff there. And Penn, nice breakout candle on this one. Again, some of the casino names are looking pretty good. And a nice green candle here on Friday with increased volume. Again, back to the top of the megaphone. We'll see if that continues to work its way up. And speaking of gambling names, here's DKNG. So DKNG broke down a little bit the other day, but we're going to continue to monitor it right here off of this inside day. It had a decent push. It's been a little bit wild recently, but at this point now, the question is it 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work on a fifth wave up. So definitely something to keep an eye on there for DKNG. So good stuff. Cloud Guy, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at WWE. Oh yeah. So WWE pulled back to the cloud right here. Nice inside day, holding on to the cloud. So let's see if we can take that up and at least come back and retest the 50-day moving average on WWE. XPEV, again, definitely a big sector to keep an eye on right here. The Chinese electric vehicle names have been good, right? So sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and then kind of this larger pullback right here. Getting kind of tight. This could be, sort of like an A-B triangle. We'll see, maybe it gives a C and then gets going. Again, as long as it stays over the cloud, I'd like to see it get over the ADMA with some volume right now. The volume's been tapering off on this name, but it's been tapering off as it's been pulling back. So definitely want to keep an eye on there too. And then NNOX, let's take a look. NNOX. Again, nice little pop here after hours, but again, some tricky geometric lines right here. I would basically just kind of keep an eye on this and see how it holds, and then basically you got these guys here below. So just kind of keep an eye on that, see if it bounces off these geometric lines. Maybe it'll correspond with the 50-day moving average there for a bounce. UAVS, let's take a look. UAVS with a inside day, right? Finish up and hanging in there. So let's see if we can get over this kind of tight range right here for an inside day up. So that would be good there as well. And great stuff. Yeah, Cloud Guy, my pleasure. Hope you're doing great. Flip, what's going on? mRNA, let's take a look. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so look at that, Moderna. Woo, big move on this one recently. Really, really incredible stuff. In fact, a nice breakout not too long ago back on the basically on the 22nd here out of the cloud, right? That gave a great move up right here, got tight here at the previous cloud, worked its way up. So see if it comes back here to the cloud for us and then gets going again. So definitely want to keep an eye on there. Tough to chase up here, but X with an interesting move right here. This is kind of looking head and shoulder-ish, isn't it? So you kind of got this shoulder, head, right, maybe it's going to work on a shoulder. So just kind of keep an eye on it. Might give it a little bit of bounce right here, but if it ends up breaking down below these levels, right, just watch out below, right? So we got that going on X. Good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. So Mohan, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, so let's see. You got QS. This is actually on my bullish radar going in tomorrow. I mean, it had a strong day on Friday. It was its first strong day over this geometric line, so let's keep an eye on it, see if we get some follow through on that one. Neo, again, generally hanging in here on Neo a little bit. It's got some work to do here on the daily chart. It might consolidate. I was hoping it would stay strong, but maybe it's going to pull back here to the daily cloud before it tries to do another bounce. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. XPEV, again, we just looked at. Again, needs to get some strength over the ADMA. We need to see some volume on that one. And XL. XL with a yeah, decent, right? So this is kind of on my bullish radar going into this week. I like the candle, I like the volume. It just needs to prove itself, right? It just needs to get over these levels, right? It just has some work to do. So I mean, I'd like to just kind of maybe get over the cloud, kind of pull back, hold it, and then get going again. That would be great for XL. So so that's kind of what I'm looking at there. C3 AI. Let's take a look. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so good. So a nice pullback here to the ADMA on this one. It gave a good breakout candle on this one. So definitely keep an eye on it for another strong candle to see if it's willing to make a move here before its March 1st earnings conference call. So good stuff there. Good. All right, Reed, I'm glad everything got sorted out on that one there too. Cloud guy, good. Volume's good. Awesome. Great refreshes. You just had to open up a new window, so that solved it. Great stuff there, Chandra. Yes, and the new window's good. Gregory, thanks so much again for letting me know. Keith, appreciate it. Bullish and bearish. Cloud guy, thank you. Bullish and bearish, what's going on? You can see too. Thanks so much. And Yaz, what's going on? Let's take a look at Sava. This one's been pretty hot recently. Big move recently. Big move the other day for a good push here out of this consolidation for a big move. And now it's kind of looking a little bit falling wedge-ish, really. But wow, what a big pullback here off of that epic move up. Just a little caution right here. I'd wait to see if we can get a green candle on this, see if it's ready to go. And then at least try again. And then Genus hanging in there inside day. Or I'm sorry, inside day down, but a spinning top here at the ADMA. Right. So let's just kind of keep an eye on that geometric line here, right, and these guys here. So just kind of see how it holds. It's kind of consolidating in that range right now. So good stuff. So GG, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin. So yeah, that's looking right here. So the Bitcoin futures. All right, so what do? We get the 50,000 yet? Not yet. So a bunch of lower shadows right here. Staying over the ADMA. Let's see if again if we can push over those recent highs. Right, there's just a hop, skip, and a jump there to 50,000, but a nice lower shadow off of its. It didn't quite hit the ADMA, but we'll see how it goes going through the rest of the night. So that should be pretty interesting there too. And then TRCH. Let's take a look. TRCH. Whoa, yeah. So Torchlight. Yeah, big inside day up. Nice push after hours as well on this one. Kind of a cheap name, but definitely getting some interest right here. Some huge volume the other day on that. Great find on that one too. So bullish and bearish. Yeah, so you got Lulu. Let's take a look. So Lulu, it's kind of interesting. It was a grinder. It kind of got up to the cloud. We were generally kind of bullish on it the other day. It did work its way up. It grounded its way up to the cloud, kind of pulled back. Holding on to the ADMA right here. Let's just see if we can get into there, get over the 50-day, and try to get going. Otherwise, watch for any sort of breakdown below the ADMA with volume. So good stuff. Anki, what's going on? Yeah, I hope you're doing well too. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. And have a good holiday. Let's take a look at Amazon. Yeah, so Amazon had a good day on Friday. Really strong push into the close of the rest of the market. So we're definitely tracking this, right? This big triangle, right, that we were looking at for a while right here. It kind of looks like a 1-2-1-2, where the last 1-2 just basically was right out of the golden zone. It went a little bit outside of it, right? It kind of tagged just under the 786, right? But it had a strong finish with increased volume. So let's see if we can get out of this geometric line and start working on that wave 5 up. So definitely look for action on that if it wants to be strong. Let's take a look at Facebook. Facebook kind of just like a blah-ish type day on Friday, so it's got some work to do. If we go back to the here, we got a daily cloud that's kind of been hindering it, but geometric line. So really, I want to start seeing some volume on Facebook, see if it's ready to get going. So that would be great there. Of course, Apple. Apple's just been the same thing, right? It's getting really, really tight, but I have a feeling it's, once it's ready to move, it's going to move, right? It's Apple, so just keep an eye on it, see how it holds. We're kind of just floating around the ADMA right now. Kind of got a little bit of a choppy range right here, so just see how it holds and if it gives us any volume. It still sets up for some great day trades, but swing trading has been a little bit tricky on this one, so we'll see. We'll see if it gets over these geometric lines. And then Snow. Let's take a look at that one and see how that's going right here. So Snow, again, just a little bit choppy right here. Doji under the ADMA. So a little bit of caution right there. You still have that open gap below on Snow. Okay? Some good stuff there. James, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at Spot. I think I typed in snot. So good spot here. So spot, yeah, poking its head above this geometric line here on Friday with increasing volume. So let's see if this thing's ready to go. Keep an eye on the bullish radar. I love it. Looks good. Let's take a look at Twilio. Yeah, huge move the other day. Incredible stuff off of that inside day. Big gap up here off of earnings, it looks like. And just kind of that secret gap and go right there behind the scenes. But it was not easy, right? This is not an easy thing to trade intraday. I mean, this is blah all day. And of course, everything else is just ripping at the end of the day. So, I mean, this is nasty, nasty price action. But it did hold a couple of the pre-market levels for a bounce at the open and then just chop. The daily candle looks much better than the intraday it leads you to believe. So, but anyway, good stuff right there. Let's see if it gets any follow through. Now, again, with a gap up like that, watch for a push over Friday's highs, and then see if it wants to, if we can get a nice trade off of that. Piton, again, I really like Piton going into this week. I'm a little timid here at the geometric level above, so I still want to see a breakout on that, and then a pullback, see if we get a viable pullback, right? Or we'll see if we get some major momentum on it. It looks like it's getting ready. So, but let's see how it handles the geometric line on that one. So, laser, yeah. So look at laser, guys. So laser tag. So laser, starting to poke its way here above the smaller triangle, but still has that larger geometric one to get out of. So it gave like two decent strong impulse days, but it's still got some work to do over geometric. So it handles that going into this week. So good stuff there. And then FireEye getting hot. So yeah, looking like a major flag here going into on the daily chart right here. So again, members in the group actually pointed this out too. Looking pretty good here on the weekly and the monthly, right? So so good stuff there. Let's see if we can get out of here. Let's see if we can get some volume. Otherwise, look for a pullback here to the bottom of the flag and see if that holds for a bounce. So good stuff there. And Srinath, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah. So Visa again. Oh, sorry, that was your last initial. Sorry about that. iRobot. Let's say that. But Visa's been pretty epic recently. A couple big moves. iRobot. They're trying to squeeze this one up. It's a tough name to trade, but upper shot, it is holding the ADMA, so just see if that continues to hold that as trend, see if it gets tightened, it maybe is ready for another move. CBAT. CBAT getting really tight too with a double inside day, so see how that holds going into tomorrow, see if you can get any volume out of there. Otherwise, you still have this triangle to contend with on CBAT. And then woof, there it is. So woof, I gave a push right here, but never got any follow through on it. So again, I was hoping it would do a little bit more like what Dash did, but now it's just basically giving us another geometrical line to contend with. So blah on woof right now. So anyway, all good. We'll see if we can get above that. Doji sandwich might kind of retest these lows. So see how that goes there if it takes that down. Other than that, good stuff. So Karthik, what's going on? Good to see it. Let's take a look. You got BLNK. Let's take a look here at BLNK. Yeah, struggling here below the ADMA. Ground up a little bit after hours to see if it can try to it turns into a reversal doji and get some volume back over that level. And then Ebon, let's take a look. Yeah, big push on that one right here. Cheap name, but hey, I mean, nice push, right? And so let's see if we can get over the cloud right here. I like the volume that's been coming on this one here too. Good find on that. And one more cloud. I gotta say we get Baba. So Baba, let's see. So yeah, it's all about where's Jack Ma, and they saw him recently at a golf course, so we kind of ticked up on that day allegedly, and but still kind of working on an ascending triangle. A lot of times ascending triangles go like that and then go like that. So see how that goes on it. Again, this could be sort of like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 ascending triangle, kind of a sub pullback right here, and then we might see a larger wave 5 up if we can break out of the cloud here with some volume. So definitely one to keep an eye on there too. So good stuff, guys. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. So again, like I said, tomorrow night, hopefully Paul should be able to join us and we'll do our Elliott Wave show. It'll be a little bit different than Sunday when we normally do it on Sunday because the market will already be going. But it should give us an opportunity to take a look at some stuff that's in action, and then we'll go from there. So again, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Great charts, great questions, and we'll be back at it, look at the market tomorrow morning. So anybody who's in our group, in the Bubble Report, or in the Elite Access group, we'll see you guys bright and early. And of course, even if you're just following us here on Twitter, that's cool. We'll see you on Twitter and on YouTube for the Good Morning Market Prep video. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. And be sure to hit the like button. Whether you're new here or not, it goes a long way. We always appreciate it. So thanks again, guys. Have a great night. Everybody stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll